Welcome back, you guys.
Hello.
Hello. We're supposed to go back to our room. Finally have the dinner party. I'm excited. It's gonna be nice.
The pre-cooking is done, so we will be starting the banquet shortly. Please wait in your room. We will call you when the time comes.
Alright. Alright.
Okay.
This one. Hey, Zen. Hey, guys. Talk about being late. The party's about to start, you know.
Sorry. We got so caught up in sightseeing that we lost track of time. Plus, we also talked to all of the mayors.
Huh. Well, aren't we well connected?
We're close friends with the mayor of Roland. What are you doing?
What am I doing?
So you're just rubbing the other microphone, okay.
Oh, I might have touched my hair might have touched my headset microphone. Sorry.
Yeah, a few times already, and I was like, what is she doing while she's talking? Like, what? Plus, we've met the other mayors in the course of our travels.
Ah, I see. I guess your work as bracers has caused you to meet quite a few big shots. You two sure get around for junior bracers.
Yeah, you might say that. Have you done any bracer assignments since we came to Gansal? I guess it's not all that different in other countries, right?
Right. For a full-fledged bracer, nationality isn't an issue when it comes to your work. The problem fights and legal procedures at the embassy kept me too busy to get any actual work done, though. But hey, there are 4 other bracers on duty too, which isn't so bad.
Normally, that would be enough to handle most cases, I'd imagine. But with all of them concentrated in Gansal, that must make it tough to handle any cases in other regions.
Yeah, could be.
I feel like a goose just walked over my grave. I wonder what's going on with Shara back in Roland.
Now that name rings a bell. You wouldn't happen to be talking about Sherazade, would you?
You know her?
She's our mentor, and she's been a close friend for ages.
Oh, okay, makes sense. I met her a long time ago, when a case brought her to Calvert. She was fortunate to have a good master working with her from such a young age.
Her master?
Yeah, probably dead.
Please pardon me. The table for the dinner party has been set. May I show you the way?
Sure, I was getting bored with waiting anyhow. Alright, wanna go and eat fancy?
Sure, that fight left me starving. Let's go dig in.
Come on, you two. It would be nice if you two didn't completely forget your table manners for once.
Ah.
This is called relaxing the mood.
This is a dinner party, right? What's with all the empty plates then?
It's 2 empty plates.
And you have knives and forks, though.
It's because it's a formal dinner. Everything comes out in a specific order, starting with hors d'oeuvre.
It's hors d'oeuvre.
It's hors d'oeuvre, yeah.
Hors d'oeuvre.
Oh. Then you use the knives and forks from the outside in.
And that's all part of having good table manners? And here comes the anxiety attack. It's really not so bad. It does mean that you get to have some of the finest food available. Manners and etiquette are secondary.
Indeed. I'm told that you're acquainted with everyone who'll be attending. No need to get stressed out.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Please don't encourage her.
On that note, is the gentleman accompanying you going to be okay with a knife and fork? I'm told that folks from the east usually eat with chopsticks.
You've done your research. However, I'm a firm believer in the when in Labelle, do as the Labellians do policy. I am not especially skilled with them, but I will use a knife and fork.
My, how elegantly handled. I'm impressed. You're as much a gentleman as you are a martial arts champion.
You flatter me.
Boy, he really is a complete sucker for a pretty face.
I think he's more being polite than a leech, actually.
Anyway, his grace is really late. I wonder what he's up to. Indeed. So if the seat at head of the table is for the Duke, then who might that other one be for?
Indeed. Perhaps it is intended for Princess Claudia. Your intention, ladies and gentlemen, my humblest apologies for the long delay. Presenting His Grace the Duke.
Well then, I must apologize for making you wait so. I'm afraid that I was in a meeting from which I simply could not break away. This gentleman is Colonel Richard, commanding officer of the Royal Intelligence Division. I've invited him here to thank him for his tireless efforts in helping to deal with the terrorist situation. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I was quite gratified to be invited to this occasion by our Honorable Duke. I ask that you pardon my uncouth soldier's uniform and allow me to sit with you. Ah, Richard, if only you weren't evil.
You've gotta be kidding. We're having dinner with him?
I suspected this might happen, but it's still unnerving.
And he has a stab machine with him, too. Excellent, excellent. What say you, Mayor Mabel? What do you think of Grancel Castle's master chef? Is his cooking not on par with that found in Bose's Anteros restaurant?
Yes, it's quite remarkable. The wine selection also perfectly complements the meal. I almost want to try hiring him away.
You are not the first to say such things. And what of you? Zin, wasn't it? Is the food to your liking? Oh, it's excellent. I don't have the words to describe the sense of refinement and depth. I certainly believe I could develop a real taste for Labellian cuisine, though. Good, good. I'm glad to hear it. And you, young bracers? I imagine you've never experienced such fine food in your life before.
It's extremely delicious. Far more worthy of being associated with the royal family than the person who invited us.
Indeed, it's a genuine treat. He just completely overheard that.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's certainly delicious food. And we couldn't miss a chance to attend so prestigious an event as this.
Estelle, stop stabbing him.
Thank you very much for your gracious invitation.
Very kind of you to say so. I do finally remember what my butler has been telling me about. We met before, during the Rouen incident. Perhaps our fate are linked in some bizarre fashion.
Yes, maybe so. So he'd forgotten all about us until his butler reminded him.
Come, let us put social classes and ranks aside for the evening. Food is abundant and the wine flows freely, so enjoy to your heart's content. Your Grace, if we could, I'd like to do as we discussed first. Ah, yes, that's a fine idea. Actually, I have something important to say to you fine folk who represent the kingdom. I use the celebration as the place to make an important announcement. An announcement? And what might that be? I believe I will allow Colonel Richard to explain in detail. Thank you. As you are, no doubt, already aware, Her Majesty has been in poor health of late. However, she has been recovering and may grace us with a public appearance soon. Ah, that's excellent news.
Could we possibly go and check in on her?
Unfortunately, she does not consider that to be a wise decision at the moment. Within a few days, it seems likely that the terrorists plaguing the kingdoms will be swept away. In light of that, the Queen's birthday celebrations will be held as originally planned.
Well, the citizens will surely be happy to hear the news, as they have been looking forward to it. But surely that is not all you wish to tell us.
Right, if that were all, you could have just sent a long message. This whole meeting could have been an email. Indeed, you are correct. Her Majesty is continuing to recover, as was previously stated. However, given the gravity of her condition, she has also issued a proclamation. Due to her tenuous health, she has stated that she wishes to abdicate the throne and turn over royal authority to her nephew, Duke Dunan. What?
I don't believe this.
I don't believe a word of this, Richard. I don't know.
Is this true? Joshua, this is...
Yeah, the conspiracy finally makes its appearance.
I was surprised when Her Majesty first broached the subject as well, but her illness has left her quite frail. But it is only natural. She has ruled the kingdom for 40 years, leading it through times of strife and war, all without a husband, might I add. Given that, I wish to relieve her of the stress of her duties following the festival's successful conclusion. As the heir to the throne, the decisions are mine to make. How terrible. Is Her Majesty's condition truly that severe? I'm ashamed that I've never noticed any signs in any of my annual visits.
Isn't this far too serious a matter to discuss at what is supposedly a casual dinner? Pardon my rudeness, but this all seems to stretch credulity.
Mayor Mabel, are you saying that you cannot take His Grace at his word?
No, nothing of the sort. I simply mean that, as an elected official, I don't understand why the successor to the throne can't be elected in the same fashion.
That's true. Mayor Mabel isn't an elected official, though, didn't she tell us she inherited the position from her father? I mean, I guess maybe the people said, hey, you can have it after your father did such a good job. If possible, I'd like to hear this directly from Her Majesty. Your unease is quite understandable, but we do ask that you try to maintain your composure and allow us to continue. As mentioned earlier, I believe Her Majesty will give a formal announcement herself during the festival. Could you be persuaded to shelve your doubts until then? Well, the issue is basically this. Once this becomes common knowledge, we cannot know how the citizens will react. This is why we're telling the leaders first, to help stave off any chaos or public disorder before it happens. This was also the decision of His Grace. Well, yes, this is true. Also, the Queen's abdication of the throne will have international repercussions. The other nations on the continent will have their eyes on us, and we must be watchful for any action on the part of the Erebonians. Surely you can see why it is necessary to show unified support for the new king. This is the world in which we are going to be living.
He makes it all sound so rational.
Yeah, he's quite the master manipulator.
In other words, the official degree will be given during the birthday celebrations. But you thought it would be best to inform us first so that we can be prepared for any issues that may arise, correct? I'm glad to see that we have an understanding. If this all comes to pass, we're going to find ourselves quite busy.
Yes, and we'll have to announce it to the citizens.
I have a question. I believe that the Duke has a fair claim to the throne. However, is there not another who also has the same right of succession?
Well, no doubt you're referring to Her Majesty's granddaughter, Princess Claudia. It is true that she and His Grace have an equal claim to the throne, but it would appear that Her Majesty did not choose her due to her tender age. And I must say, I agree with her wisdom in this matter. I should hardly like to impose such responsibility upon a girl so young. Yes, absolutely. For the time being, I believe it would be best for Claudia to find a fine marriage prospect. Though it is strictly informal, there is already interest from the royal families of a number of other nations. Perhaps a royal wedding could take place as soon as this year.
Oh my.
I understand. If that happens, then we'll have 2 major events to celebrate.
I honestly think she's a bit young for marriage. Excuse me, may I ask a question?
Zen?
Huh? I don't mind. Speak freely. Sorry to seem rude, but this doesn't sound like the kind of conversation you'd want outsiders hearing. Particularly a foreigner. So how come you're making this announcement now?
That is solely because of the serendipitous turn of events that allowed Bracers to win the championship. We had wanted to inform the guild of this in advance as well. I've already discussed the idea with Her Majesty.
Gotcha. I guess Lebel's military and Bracers are on just as good of terms as the stories say.
That is because we lack the military strength of the Empire or the Republic. The harsh reality is that keeping close relations with each other is a must. In any event, do you now understand our intentions?
Yeah, alright. We'll pass on what we've learned here to the guild then.
No likey.
Nope.
No.
Man, I've heard some pretty unbelievable conversations in my time, but that was something else. I mean, I'm a foreigner after all, so it's not that big of a deal for me. I bet that was huge news for you guys, though.
Of course it was. I can't believe things have gone this far already.
Huh?
Never mind. But really, what a shame. That food was so amazing, and it practically melted in my mouth. Couldn't tell what that last flavor was, though.
Understandable enough.
Bless you. Bless you again.
Thank you. But anyway, did you want to go for a walk to work off some of the rich food still?
Huh? Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I could go for a little bit of fresh air.
You just played tourist a little while ago, and now you want to take an after-dinner walk? I sure don't get it. Must be a local thing.
I think you're exaggerating a little bit.
You haven't gone out to take in the sight? There's a lot of historic architecture around here, you know.
If the mood hits me, I may still give it a shot. On the other hand, the kitchen may still have some food left over.
You've gotta be kidding. You're still hungry?
If you had a blade to my throat, my dying wish would be for some liquor and a snack. I might go and hand up a bar or something in a little bit. I mean, you're in luck. There is a bar just to the right.
Yep.
You would be fine. The food was amazing, but the conversation and flow of wine were much less so. So, if you'll excuse me, I have some lost drinking time to make up for. It's all about the alcohol.
Things have gotten serious. We really have to find a way to get in to see Her Majesty.
First things first. We go talk to the handmaid Hilda, like we promised. She probably knows a way for us to speak directly to the Queen.
Fine by me.
The Colonel's points are all very logical and rational. But I believe it would be best to get the particulars from Her Majesty and Her Highness the Princess directly.
You know, if we couldn't be so sure that the Queen is either, being held prisoner or being poisoned and made sick, Richard's words would seem very, very logical and would make a lot of sense. And that's the worst thing about it. He makes it seem so rational. Like, this is the best decision. You should trust me. I'm gonna take care of it.
I mean, yes, but then again, there's just the personality of Dunan, and he just seems like a person that you don't want on any throne or on any place where he has to make decisions.
That's true, but like even the way they explained, hey, Claudia is too young
which makes sense, and she's only 16 as well. It makes sense, you know? Even that.
It makes sense. But still, it's like, would she just still abdicate,
I guess,
for someone like Dunan?
I guess you could like rationalize it with the thought of, hey, even if a person like Dunan is on the throne, a seemingly rational and like logical person like Richard at his side would help keep things in check.
I mean, yeah, but still.
So that's the biggest problem.
Yeah, I see the point of Mayor Mabel, though, that she thinks like maybe they should be elected instead of just given to that person, even though that's not how kings and queens work.
I also think that the queen should say this herself, you know. I wouldn't just take the word of anyone else.
Yeah.
To tell me, hey, the queen decided this and this. Yeah, no, you just told me the queen might make an announcement soon, so I'm gonna hear it from the queen and then I'm gonna believe it.
Yeah.
What a shock this banquet has been. Duke Dunhan's official successor to the throne. If anything could bring on a migraine, it's that.
Very, very
true.
true.
Yeah. Seems like it was a banquet to remember. And now my mistress has yet another worry to wrinkle her brow.
Oh. I can't believe the queen's so worried. She's considering abdication. And Princess Claudia's choosing a husband at her age? Events are unfolding so quickly, I hardly have time to react. That's true.
Yeah.
16 is a little bit early.
Indeed, especially as, like, how the world seems to be. It just seems way too young.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's you. Who dis? Huh? Oh, haha, it's you.
Colonel Richard.
Estelle and Joshua. This is our first opportunity to truly speak face to face, I believe.
The last time we saw one another was right after Mayor Dalmore was arrested, wasn't it? I'm honestly surprised that you remember us.
I realized that we exchanged a few words, but you made quite an impression on me. My curiosity was piqued, so I did a bit of checking up on you. I was quite surprised to learn that you were the children of Colonel Cassius.
How'd you find that out?
Please understand, I'm not trying to show off the intelligence division's capabilities, but your last name is Bright, so I don't know. I'm greatly indebted to him from our time together in the military. Indeed, more than words can properly express. Might I persuade you to stay a while and talk? I've been hoping to speak with you two for quite some time now.
Huh?
Pardon me, Colonel, but don't you have a meeting with His Grace?
I don't mind being a bit late. Ah, yes. If we're going to talk, why don't we use the lounge inside? I'll mix you up a couple of virgin cocktails.
I'll prepare them, sir.
No, that won't be necessary. I want you to go to His Grace and inform him that I'll be delayed.
Yes, sir.
Angie.
Pardon me, then. How she's just jealous.
Yep. Now then, shall we retire to the lounge? Please follow me.
Joshua, what should we do?
I don't see where we have much choice but to follow him. We'll be a little late, but we can talk to the headmaid later.
He's just gonna threaten us. I met Cassius shortly after I graduated from the military academy. I was assigned to a mobile unit that was under his command. And since that time, I have found myself in his debt again and again, both personally and professionally.
He did? And, what did you think of him at the time?
To put it simply, he was a hero. and a master swordsman to boot. No matter the scenario, he could find a way to handle any number of battlefronts in every direction. It wasn't just a matter of sheer tactics. He understood and could direct high-level strategy as well. Quite simply, he was a man without peer.
If I didn't know better, I'd say we were talking about two different people. My dad's a deadbeat.
So you were with our father during the 100 Days War?
Yes. He was my CO. Even now, I can still vividly remember the excitement that filled me as we executed his plan that turned the war's tide. Anytime I get to talking about those days, time just runs away with me. But this much I can tell you. If Cassius Bright had not been part of the Royal Army, Lebel would now be part of the Erebonian Empire.
No way. That's kinda hard to believe.
Well, as a hero, he had a knack for doing unbelievable things. He left the army immediately after the war, declining even a medal from the Queen, so few knew of his achievements. But inside the army, many soldiers still hold him up as the prime example of what a hero should be.
He never said one word about any of this to me.
Well, it's not really the kind of thing you'd tell your daughter about. It's not fair to criticize him for that.
Hey, whose side are you on? And besides, why doesn't any of this shock you like it shocks me? Did you already know about all of this or something?
Well, I didn't know that he was Colonel Richard's superior officer. The rest I know about vaguely.
Vaguely? You're an accomplice.
Hey, calm down. It's not like he told me any of it. I just figured a lot of it out. He told me he didn't feel it was something worth going out of his way to tell others about.
I just don't get it. When he comes back, he is so in trouble.
Please excuse us. We didn't mean to interrupt.
No. Seeing you like this is actually a bit of a relief. When I found out that your father was intending to leave the military, I desperately tried to stop him. But it seems that by leaving, he did what was best for himself after all. After losing his dear wife, maybe being with you was all that could help him recover.
Colonel Richard?
Now then, I thank you for taking the time to come here. I really can't keep the Duke waiting, so I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me.
All right.
Our apologies for making you so late.
Not at all. You both have told me the one thing I wanted most to know. And thus, I have no regrets.
Huh?
How's that again?
I'm sure we'll have a chance to speak again soon. Cassius might even be with us then, to share in the stories. Richard... Don't be such a suspicious man.
You don't be...
Okay. Who was that man, and what has he done with Colonel Richard?
What are you babbling about now?
It's just that it's weird to hear him talking about Dad that way. I wasn't expecting him to be so... well, nice.
True, he doesn't seem all that villainous anyway. Even so, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that he's got something up his sleeve. For now, we should probably put the issue of Dad aside.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
And I hate to say it, but I think that he might have been playing nice just because he could get something out of it. He's an intelligence officer, so he probably thinks that fooling a couple of kids is as easy as it could be.
Don't you think that's going a little too far?
You might be right. Let me be the one who's mistrustful of others. You should just follow your instincts and believe whatever you think is right.
Huh?
But just make sure you're prepared for anything. Don't let your guard down. I'd say a bracer's job is pretty much that, in fact.
Okay, I got it. I'll keep it in mind.
Thank you, Estelle.
Thank you? What the heck are you thanking me for? Anyway, we need to go back and see Hilda. She's probably sick of waiting for us.
Yeah, she should be in the maid quarters.
There was a really nice talk with Richard, though.
It was.
I also don't feel like he was playing. I felt that really was a thing that he wanted to talk about, that he kind of, wanted to get off his heart, just to kind of calm himself before the, political coup he's about to get on with, which is bad.
Yeah, possible, but at the same time, I wonder if he's just like General Morgan, because like during the banquet, when he was talking like about the connections between the army and the Bracers, he sounded somewhat resentful, either just because their force isn't as big or because they have to work together with the Bracers closely and just can't do everything on their own.
It was definitely a thing that he threw in with purpose, the whole talk about, our army isn't as big as, Erebonia's or some other countries.
Yeah, definitely.
There was definitely purpose behind saying that. Behind, he basically reminded everyone, hey, Liberl is not we're weaker than other countries. We have to do something to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's probably connected to Cassius leaving the army. He seems to hold Cassius in pretty high regard.
Absolutely, so that probably also...
Everyone just misses Cassius.
Yeah, everybody hates the Bracers because they got Cassius.
I mean, Morgan hates the Bracers because they have Cassius. And
Richard probably hates them as well.
I don't know. I think Richard understands. Richard is just also sad that Cassius is not in the army anymore. Richard seemed to understand that Cassius had to kind of, go back. That he couldn't be in the army anymore after his wife died. And that might have been the healing that he needed to be with his kids.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I think Richard would like to have him back, but I think he understands that he had to take that decision. But I think Richard also sees that not having Cassius weakened Liberl as a country, and the Liberl army as well. And that's a thing that he seems to be thinking about a lot.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, yeah?
Yeah, I also wanted to say, I think we reached the end of the episode, though.
Yeah, we did. I think so. We will talk to Hilda next time.
Yeah, I feel like we should make the episodes a little bit longer, maybe.
Maybe, but I think this might actually spawn like a longer scene again.
This one, of course, yes, but like, since a lot of this is just a lot of talking, and it takes up a lot of time, especially since we're reading everything out.
Yeah, but we'll see how it ends next time, how, how the flow is. Yes.
Alright, then see you next time, guys, for some fun maid times.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.